In 2021, there was a scientific study that said eating a hot dog could take 36 minutes off your life. But it's a good bet that those scientists would still be unable to resist the allure of an apple pie hot dog. Oh, just wait and see. Rachael Ray likes to put a Middle Eastern twist on her hot dogs. Starting off with kosher hot dogs on sesame seed rolls, the talk show host piles on tomato relish with chopped Persian cucumbers, Israeli pickles, pickled peppers, and harissa tahini. For the uncultured crowd out there, tahini is a rich, nutty, and creamy Middle Eastern condiment made from ground sesame seeds. Next time you're enjoying a bowl of hummus, be sure to thank tahini, as it's the secret sauce that makes it all work. Ray mixes the tahini with a bit of harissa paste, a fiery blend of hot peppers, garlic, olive oil, and spices. And then she tops off the flavor extravaganza with sport peppers, those mildly pickled chilies that are the hallmark of a classic Chicago-style hot dog. If you don't have sport peppers, just remember this tongue twister: prohibit pickiness, as any particular pickled pepper will pop perfectly. Even when he's not cooking in the kitchen, Bobby Flay knows good entertainment, and he's got the Hollywood Walk of Fame star to prove it. So it should come as no surprise that he found a way to up the fun factor with hot dogs by combining two ballpark favorites into one delicious mouthful.
Chili cheese dog is something I've never really made before, but I'm gonna go nacho dog.
In Bobby Flay's Barbecue Addiction, a cookbook, he shares a recipe for what he calls nacho dogs, which is exactly what you're thinking it is, and as delicious as it sounds. These dogs would steal focus from any game it showed up at, featuring grilled tomato chipotle salsa, grated Monterey Jack, sliced pickled jalapenos, guacamole, crushed blue corn tortilla chips, and cilantro leaves. Throw all that together and you've got yourself a home run combo. On the off chance that you're ever forced to choose between having either Italian food or a plate of hot dogs, you're in luck, because Giada De Laurentiis can help you get the best of both worlds. The renowned chef brings hot dogs into her wheelhouse by bringing the pride of Italy to the table, topping her hot dogs with crumbled pancetta, pepperoncini, roasted peppers, mozzarella, pesto, diced red onions, and Calabrian chili mayo. That last ingredient may sound fancy, but fear not, it's simply made up of Calabrian chili paste, lemon juice, and mayonnaise. The paste is pretty hot stuff, so only pile it on if you're feeling adventurous. For anyone who'd rather buy a ticket to Hollywood over cooking something, you can head to Pink's, the iconic Hollywood hot dog stand, and sink your teeth into the Giada De Laurentiis dog. It's a different variation of what De Laurentiis recommends, with mixed grilled sautéed peppers and onions, mushrooms, tomatoes, and shredded mozzarella cheese. But the chef still gave it her bite of approval when she visited Pink's for a taste test. Back in the groovy 1970s, Chevrolet got a catchy tune about baseball, hot dogs, apple pie, and Chevrolet, stuck in everyone's head. The company revived the earworm again in 2021 and recruited celebrity chef Guy Fieri to create an unholy recipe mashup of hot dogs and apple pie. Fieri's apple pie hot dog is a pie pocket with a hot dog, bacon jam, and apple pie filling. He tops it with crumbled bacon and a drizzle of apple mustard, a condiment made with equal parts apple pie filling and yellow mustard.
And there you have it, the apple pie hot dog. You're gonna dig it.
Try out the recipe at your next barbecue and find out which of your friends are brave enough to give it a taste. Emeril Lagasse likes to kick his hot dogs up a notch with some kimchi, a traditional Korean side dish made from fermented vegetables like cabbage and onions. It adds both a spicy, tangy flavor and a satisfying crunch that contrasts beautifully with the soft bun and juicy dog. For Lagasse's kimchi dog, he adds a heap of kimchi to each dog and adds an extra bit of bam by topping it with sriracha sesame drizzle, a mix of sriracha sauce, hot sesame oil, and mayonnaise. A sprinkle of thinly sliced green onion tops brings the dish to its highest notch. Bam-tastic finish. Lagasse's flair for flavor on Frank's also inspired an award-winning hot dog from Pink's, known as the Emeril Lagasse Bam Dog. It again deviates from the chef's own creation, coming with jalapenos, onions, mustard, cheese, 3 strips of bacon, and coleslaw. It just goes to show, when in doubt, throw some bacon on it and you'll get an award. Yes, Martha Stewart occasionally chows down on hot dogs like the rest of us. She's occasionally showcased her grilling skills for viewers at home, and one thing is abundantly clear: she loves her some fixings.
Chopped onions, red relish, green relish, sauerkraut, my favorite, sour cream.
Martha unsurprisingly plays her role of hostess well to make sure that her guests have every condiment they could possibly want. But when it came time to dress her own dog, she topped it with French mustard, pickles, lots of relish, a strip of bacon, and of course, sauerkraut. Like her celebrity cooking brethren, Stewart has also earned herself the distinguished honor of a Pink's hot dog. The Martha Stewart dog takes her Today creation and adds onions, chopped tomatoes, sour cream, and 2 more strips of bacon. Hot dogs and chili go together like Gordon Ramsay and screaming at cooking show contestants, aka it's a recipe for success. Ramsay apparently prefers not to mess with the tried-and-true winner, as his process for elevating those delicious dogs involves pairing them with their good friend chili. A lot of his recipe calls for work to be done before the dog even hits the bun. He lets his pork hot dogs lounge in hot chicken stock for 15 minutes for extra flavor, before roasting them on a grill until the skin is crisped to perfection. Then the dogs are loaded onto toasted brioche buns, where they're ready for a ladle of chili con carne and a parade of classic garnishes: sliced fresh chili, chopped chives, grated Monterey Jack cheese, and a drizzle of sour cream. At his restaurants, Ramsay offers even more variations. At the Las Vegas Gordon Ramsay Burger Restaurant, he has his cooks wrap the dogs in the goodness that is bacon, before covering them in chili, cheese sauce, crispy onions, green onions, and peppers. His Chicago and Boston locations mix it up a bit by nixing the chili in favor of the Chipotle dog, a feisty mix of cheddar, avocado, chipotle ketchup, chilies, jalapenos, and pepper relish. The Pioneer Woman isn't about to let a cowboy eat a plain old hot dog. One of Ree Drummond's many variations has the native Oklahoman slathering barbecue sauce on her all-beef dogs, wrapped in toasted brioche buns before topping it off with some cilantro-infused coleslaw. Another approach has her adding the never-before-heard combo of sauerkraut and relish. But don't worry, dear viewer. She's not slopping just any plain old relish onto her beef. She creates a sweet and spicy version by finely chopping a small stalk of celery, a scallion, and a tablespoon of pickled jalapenos, all mixed together with a cup of store-bought sweet pickle relish. And yes, before you ask, of course she has a special way of whipping up a chili dog. The country cook is prone to plop a dish of Chipotle dogs onto the table, featuring an amped-up chili with adobo sauce and chipotle chili peppers. Her chili variation brings a smoky flavor and more heat than the average jalapeno could only dream of. After cooking all beef hot dogs, she chucks them into toasted potato buns, tops them with chili and grated cheddar cheese, and broils for about a minute until the cheese melts. And of course, what's a chili dog without a nice garnish of finely chopped white onions? Instagram followers of Chef Michael Symon may be ahead of the curve at the next cookout. You'll be able to distinguish them from the average grill manager if you see them split the hot dogs open to get some charred grilling action in the middle. And if they spread mayonnaise on the inside of their buns instead of butter, then you'll have complete confirmation that you're dealing with the Symon fan. In his Instagram post, Symon also doused his hot dog with Old Bay hot sauce and spread some Wickles spicy red sandwich spread, so be prepared for a bit of a kick if you decide to give this recipe a try yourself. For mustard, Symon has a particular favorite: whole seed Old Brooklyn mustard. The former Iron Chef is such a fan that he actually partnered with the company, and together they rebranded as Pop Mustard. You can take the celebrity chef out of Chicago, but you can't take the love of a Chicago dog out of the celebrity chef. In a BBC profile, Season 7 winner of Food Network star and the host of Sandwich King, Jeff Mauro, said that he grew up regularly feasting on the classic Chicago dog. But Mauro's culinary journey has seen him branch out from the old Windy City way and put together a recipe for a Sonoran-style hot dog. Starting with a toasted bun slathered with refried beans, a bacon-wrapped hot dog joins the party, followed by sliced avocado, diced tomatoes, onions, jalapenos, pickled banana peppers, a drizzle of spicy mayo, and a garnish of cilantro. Don't worry, Chicago faithful. Even though his recipes may have evolved past the old standard, Mauro's hometown is still near and dear to his heart.
And when you take a bite of this, it's like you went to the Chicago Symphony and opened your mouth and the music played directly on your tongue.
Yes, loyal fans, the barefoot Contessa likes kicking back and eating a good old-fashioned hot dog. People were surprised when Ina Garten revealed to Today Food that she'd won a hot dog for her last meal. It doesn't exactly mesh with her usual elegant home cooking style. After all, though it turned out that said hot dog was from a since-closed restaurant in Paris. But when it comes to cooking her own dogs, Garten revealed her fiery side in a Facebook post where she shared that she prefers to cook her dogs over an open fire. The plump, juicy, smoky, and charred just right results can be hard to replicate with other cooking methods, and Garten tosses the finished product onto a potato roll before slathering on some spicy golden mustard and lots of relish. Wolfgang Puck grew up in Vienna as a big fan of Wiener Würstchen, a type of smoked sausage, but his family couldn't afford to eat much meat. After he became a world-renowned chef, though, Puck made up for lost time by piling the meat onto his hot dogs. Puck's version is actually a hot dog melt, made by slicing into all-beef hot dogs and then stuffing Gruyere cheese into each opening. Then, each dog gets wrapped in a thin slice of lean bacon, secured with a toothpick, and then baked for 12 minutes at 425 until the bacon is crisp. Puck tops it off with a zesty horseradish sauce made of mayonnaise, sour cream, horseradish, mustard, honey, shallots, chives, and lemon juice. As one of the OG celebrity chefs, Julia Child had one of the most amazing methods to getting the best hot dog meal possible. The simple recipe consisted of getting in her car, heading over to Costco, and chowing down on some $1.50 dogs. Child's appreciation for food wasn't limited to just the fancy stuff. She simply loved good food. Still, it may have been surprising for some when Bob Spitz revealed in his book Dearie, The Remarkable Life of Julia Child, that Child liked to head to Costco for a treat. 2 hot dogs with mustard and sauerkraut. Munching on a Costco dog today isn't the same experience that Child had. Hebrew National originally supplied the dogs, but in 2008, Costco started making their own to save some dough. But one thing hasn't changed: the budget-friendly cost of $1.50 for a jumbo all-beef hot dog and a 20-ounce refillable soda.
Wow, well, thank you for the hot dog.
Oh, Martha, it was $1.50.